right, it's party time. Let's get off the rails. Let's go. Look at this thing. You like that look right there? Boom.
Yeah, it's Antifa mode.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. Too early. I miss Trayvon.
Do you?
Yeah, him and his Skittles. I miss him every day. R.I.P. Trey.
Alex Stein and Trayvon go way back.
I hate George Zimmerman. If I see George Zimmerman, I want to freaking...
That's a messed up dude, though.
George Zimmerman, oh, yeah, he's screwed up.
Yeah. He's into all kind of stuff, dude.
Well, let's compare this to the Subway Strangler. Now, that guy had Daniel Penny?
Yeah.
Let's just be real. The guy had, 44 prior convictions? I think that was justified, right? I mean, 100%. I don't know if the guy deserved to die, but this vigilante justice, George Zimmerman, was a weird guy.
Yeah, Zimmerman that was my deal. He was looking for trouble.
Yeah.
He was looking for trouble.
He wanted all the smoke, as they say.
Yeah, and then he got pulled over. He had some other problems later on this whole
Yeah,
deal.
but this is all you need to know. Anybody that's unironically on the Neighborhood Watch is a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the guy that wants to be the president of the HOA.
Yeah, why would you want to be in an HOA or the most toxic communities? Like, just you have to bill people and just rip people off, and you want to be the president of that?
You got to go around with your tape measure to see if their fence is 6 inches too tall.
Yeah, or if their gate is out of order, or if their trash can is not in the right spot, their grass isn't cut. So you're like
it's very fascist.
Hall monitor, basically.
It's very fascist.
Yeah.
Your video, is it gone viral now, your target?
Yeah, it's pretty viral. I mean, Newsmax and some other people have reached out, so that's when you know it's effective. But, Chad, I want to get your point about this, because you're a comedian, I'm a comedian. I'm so sick and tired of when I do this stuff. And I'm not a victim. I'm not AOC. I'm not claiming to be a victim. I want to make that clear. All these people on the right, oh, you're a homosexual, you're this and that. Maybe I am, but it's not about that. I'm just saying.
And listen, that's okay.
That's cool.
That's not what we have a problem with.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem. You're an adult, whatever. But I'm getting more backlash from the right than I probably do from the left on this.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit, when I did the Chad pads.
Yeah, of course, because this is the other thing too, is people try to compare us to themselves, and you're crazy, I'm crazy, but we're creating content. We're not just tweeting stuff. We're actually trying to create content that is different, that's edgy, that's weird, that is making fun of the left or making fun of the right, making fun of all sides, and people just don't get that. They don't get that, and I'm not trying to, toot our own horn, but we're creating art. It might be bad art.
It's art.
Yeah, it is art. I don't care whatever you say.
I mean, it's not a crucifix and a vat of piss kind of, New York metropolitan, but it's art.
It's not spirit cooking like Marina Abramovich, but it is art. We're trying to tell jokes. We're trying to be different. We're trying to be bizarre, to hold a mirror up to what's really happening in the world. And people don't like that. They're like, oh, Chad Prather has a big platform. He needs to be ultra conservative and ultra this and ultra that. And
I get it nonstop. I mean, how dare I say anything about Trump or DeSantis? Because if you even mention their names, if you have a news story with one of those guys in there, then you're picking a side. No, I'm just telling you what's going on in the world today. The same way with this stuff, if we mock or ridicule what's happening in culture, then you must be condoning it. You should just stand up there and condemn it like some kind of street preacher. Well, nobody goes around just listening to the street preacher. You look at that guy and go, well, that guy's crazy. And
I like street preachers, but I don't think their message, I'm saying, I don't think they get their message across. No, I like the idea of being crazy and standing on the street and yelling, but I don't know if that's the best way to deliver your message, and they don't like the method that I use or you use. They want their...
Well, let's pop off. Let's show the video for those who have missed it. Let's show, here's Alex going shopping at Target.
We're at Target, checking out their tuck-friendly Pride collection. That's right, guys. Extra crotch coverage, tuck-friendly construction. Thank you, Target.
No, it is.
I think this is the tucking one.
Yeah, it is. Look.
You can see I'm looking at the tuck zone to see what is actually... What is it? Tuck.
Construction, okay. Well, let's see how tuck-friendly it is.
See how tuck-friendly it is.
Wow, it's so tuck-friendly.
You're looking lean, dude.
I've been on a diet. Thank you. I've lost some weight.
Yeah,
I'm happy you
that's the
noticed.
first thing I noticed.
Yeah,
Not the swimsuit. It was your...
I love the tuck-friendly bathing suit. Hides all of it.
Of course, Jimmy, my producer, who's freaking an idiot. He's like afraid. He's just standing in the corner. It's like, go whip the camera out. These people don't care. Because you know why they don't care? Because I'm there like, oh, I love the bathing suit. This is so great. I saw it on TikTok, so they don't know what to...
This Target is so progressive. I love it. Thank you, Target.
feel like I could run.
I like when you start doing the
I can
calisthenics here.
exercise in this. But dude, it had a full coverage. I'll be honest. It's a hell of a product. I mean, it kept my junk in. I don't know if it tucked it that well, but I mean, look, I'm moving, I'm grooving.
Yeah.
And
you do some side by sides.
Nothing's poking out. I mean, I'm fully covered.
But isn't it funny that Jimmy was kind of standing in the corner filming you, like he didn't want to be seen, and then because I've done stuff like that where you go into the store in character, and people are like looking at you kind of funny, and I'm like, why are you looking at me funny? This is what you're selling.
Yeah.
Why would you be looking at me funny?
No, and they, like I said, at first they're kind of like, what? But then when I started acting like, oh, I like it, this is such good tuck coverage, they kind of, their vibe changed. But I'll be honest, Jimmy and I were talking about this earlier. Now Jimmy got some messages like, is Alex one of the guys that's assaulting the Target employees? You know,
God.
You know, and there are people that are going in there and destroying the display, and I don't condone that. I don't think we should go in there and, you know, yell at the employees that work at Target. It's not their decision on what products they sell. But, you know, you go in there and they saw that I was actually nice and not trying to, you know, say F you or hurt them. They're you know, they were pretty chill.
It's funny how the audience out there tends to look for the worst possible factor in what you could possibly be doing. You know, Alex is one of those dangerous people out there. He's a homosexual.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, so what?
I mean,
whatever.
You know, have any of us ever really met Mr. Right? We don't know.
No.
But we'll know when that shit happens.
Yeah.
And trust me, I got a feeling shit will happen.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say this, though. I want to continue to push the boundaries and do this stuff. And people are going to say, oh, well, now you're not even doing it ironically. But I don't even know what to say. It's like I love Monty Python. I grew up listening to Howard Stern, where they would do, like, you know, the gay dating game and stuff like that. I think we should make jokes about gay stuff. And
I agree.
You know, I just think that we should do this.
Well, okay. I say it from the stage all the time. I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, male, female, Xi, Jim, Jur. I don't give a damn how you identify. I make fun of myself.
Yep.
And people like me 80% of the time. I should at least be able to grab 15 to 20% of the time to make fun of people who aren't like me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I think the self-deprecating, you know, the self-deprecating humor is important. But people don't see that. It's like, you're just humiliating yourself. Well, no, I'm actually trying to make myself the butt of a joke to make the point so nobody else is really offended.
Well, you have people who say, well, in comedy, you conservatives, y'all suck because you punch down. You're punching down. I don't believe in that whole punching up, punching down thing. You know, and we're not really punching down because places like Target, I don't care how far their stock comes down, they're still funded by the BlackRocks of the world. They're the powers. They're the ones who are actually in control no matter what our little grassroots movements do. So it's not really punching down at all.
Yeah, I mean, and the idea that's like, we're punching down. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I punch up, but like when I go after politicians, people love that. And when I do punch down and make fun of easy stuff, I feel like people do, you know, get on to me. So I don't know. It's just, it's kind of this weird thing where I'm punching everything.
I haven't gone after the Down syndrome kids in drag. Like, that would be punching down.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to make fun of that either, but that's actually a big thing.
But it's becoming a huge deal.
Yes, all these drag people.
Maybe we need to make fun of it.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need to make fun of the actual drag person, but why are these handlers of these special needs people letting them dress in drag?
Right.
That's abuse.
You're literally setting them up for ridicule.
Yeah, and they're already being ridiculed. It's already hard enough being autistic or having a serious mental disorder, and they're just putting them in a dress. So it's
people like you and me would know this.
Yeah, I know. I have heavy mental illness, certified mentally ill, so I know. I have a peer tutor and special handler, and he sucks. His name is Jimmy.
Speaking of mental illness, I had the opportunity. He's going to be on overtime this week and next week. Adam Curry,
the godfather of podcasting.
The godfather of podcasting. That was a cool conversation, dude.
No, he's and
you've been on his show a couple of times.
I've been on his show a couple of times, and Adam, he loves my work, or at least he always says he does. But he he's was on the forefront of this podcasting stuff, and now like we're all kind of catching up to the podcast world.
Dude, he was, and we break it down in this conversation. I mean, he had this idea and was doing this thing, finding a way to put these conversations out. And freaking Steve Jobs calls him on the phone and says, "Hey, fly out to California. I want to sit down with you." And it's a crazy story.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, can you imagine just sitting here doing what you do And then all of a sudden, Elon Musk calls you on the phone and says, I love your idea.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Not Elon. But my dad, Tucker Carlson, my biological father did. So, you never know who's going to reach out.
Yeah, you never know. Nobody's calling me anymore. They used to call me.
No, they're going to call again.
No, I'm over the hill, dude.
It's not even that. It's just, I'm going viral for making fun of this trans stuff. And like you talk about punching down. We're really not punching down. We're just sending a message that, hey, we don't want you to sexualize our children. And it's working. It actually works. So the people that are mad about this, now Target's taking a lot of this stuff off the shelves or putting it in the back. They took off.
Putting it in the back.
And a lot of the kid-directed stuff, they took off their website. I mean, I think the boycott of Bud Light proved that we can vote with our dollars.
No, the Bud Light thing's going on 2 months now.
Yeah, I hope they never
deal.
come back because they're always going to be in business. I mean, everybody's going to drink Bud Light, but I hope that no amount of truck and football commercials can bring them back from Dylan Mulvaney's
Did you
Barbie
see last
pouch.
week where they came out with the camouflage can?
Yeah.
That's now you're
it's pandering. You're pandering to us.
And you're right, because Anheuser-Busch owns half the beers that are out there.
Yeah.
Except for the microbreweries and crap like that. Half the beers are Anheuser-Busch or InBev, which ain't even American owned. But and I don't care about those other beers. I really don't. It's the Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's that division of that company. That's us just being nice. It's just like, no, we just want to go after that division of that company.
Yeah, because they're still going to exist. And this is the other thing. Bud Light, when they did this, they were the #1 selling beer out there. So all they had to do was just keep the ship from sinking, not try to trick it up by putting in a trans person and this and that. So these people that are expert marketers that went to Brown University or what Ivy League school, they're all idiots. They don't know what the hell the people want.
They're definitely not in touch with the rest of the world.
No.
You ever keep up with, say, like the Trey Crowders of the world? You know who that is?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, he came out with a video the other day about the whole Target thing and basically saying that, again, people on the right are the mouth breathers, that it doesn't really, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, it doesn't really matter what we think because we're kind of insignificant to society. Because us, conservatives out there, I'm sure the companies like Target are actually thankful we're not coming in their stores anymore.
Yeah.
And he said it in his humorous Southern slant way. I don't think that's philosophically, I don't think that's economically or fundamentally true. That's where they make their money.
Yeah. I mean, why would you want to turn down customers? I don't know. I think the Target wants to only sell more crap, not sell less of it.
Hey, throw up on his reaction. Throw up the colon broom from yesterday.
See this. I want to see this.
Check this ad. I was on Facebook yesterday morning, and there it is, the colon broom. That's a colon cleanse.
I take pride in my body, my weight. Smoothly, I can't even read that. What is it? Smoothly
it's a cleanse.
205 to 177. Well, that's fake.
It says 5 to 20 pounds of shit are inside of you at any given time.
Well, I probably have 30, but still, I don't think it's going to come out. I'm
definitely
full of it.
I'm definitely retentive right now.
Yes.
But again, the comments under that, I went on their Facebook. I don't know that they've deleted it, but I couldn't find that ad again. The comments underneath it were brutal. People pushing back.
Well, it's like the Pride Ford Raptor. You saw that. It looks so ridiculous. But I'll be honest, this is going to be not, a lot of conservatives might disagree with me, but I love the pride flag. Why do I love the pride flag? Because it symbolizes my sexual preference, whether I'm gay or straight. So if you're at a gay bar, there's no better place for a pride flag. But in a school classroom, it doesn't make sense to celebrate somebody's sexual preference.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter if there shouldn't be a heterosexual flag. There shouldn't be a pride flag, but in school there should be a pride flag. I'm all for you guys and have your pride flag, but don't put it in a nursery or put it in a elementary school.
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Why are you doing that? Just like BLM, which, by the way, we'll talk about that later on. BLM is now probably
bankrupt.
about to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, but do you see Patricia Cullors paid her own brother the security fee of 2022 of $2 million, and then some other person made $1.4 million, and Patricia's houses are still paid off. So they
did good.
They did really good.
They made out like white people.
They made out, yes, triple white, extra white.
Yeah.
I mean, dare I say, the whitest. But, the BLM scam, this is what makes me frustrated. It's like the weapons of mass destruction after, we never found them. We never got mad. We should be mad that all this money didn't help black people. I want to help black people. I'm saying I would have loved if black people actually benefited from all of the Amazon donations they got from putting in after every purchase. Want to donate to Black Lives Matter. They got so much money, and I don't know of any black people that benefited from that other than Patricia Cullors, who runs it. And it's similar to Obama said he's going to do all this change and help all these black people, and all he did was give them free cell phones.
They don't care about black people.
No.
It's just like Target doesn't care about gay people.
Well, and if you really look at it, it's because black people only make up less than 20% of the population. So they're
13.6.
That's what I'm saying. So they're easy to marginalize. And I don't think black people should be marginalized. But even the people that use them for political clout are going to be the ones that are first to marginalize them. Because you know this in the conservative movement. If there's any black conservatives that are worth their salt, they get pumped up. We love it. I'm saying, they get support from conservatives. There's no black hate on the conservative side.
Let's talk about that. Hold that thought for a second. I want to go to a break because I got a clip I want to play. I want to get your reaction. All right, you deal with pain from time to time. I do. God knows Alex does. It's one of the few guarantees that we have in life, along with death and taxes. It's pain. When it happens, you sustain it, you deal with it, you move forward. Sometimes there is no moving forward because sometimes it's, it just comes back day after day after day, month after month, until it just fills your whole world and steals your joy that you get out of life. You got to get rid of this pain. Folks, it's awful. The good news, it doesn't have to be that way. Relief Factor is a great way to reduce pain, which is mostly caused by inflammation in the joints. And when you take it as directed, it could absolutely change your life. It's not a drug. It's something that is developed by doctors, however, and it reduces inflammation in your body. And 70% of the people who take it keep on taking it. They keep on ordering it because it works. So if you're living with pain, try the 3-week quick start. It's only $19.95. And it's a trial pack. Go to relieffactor.com or give them a call, 800-4-RELIEF. We'll be right back. Now, yawning. Yawning. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I know. But it's tiring. Doing podcasting's hard. Doing shows is tiring.
We talk for a living, bro.
I know it is a very good gig.
What you do is hard. You have to dance around and break stuff and
get spit on, get hot coffee, embarrass myself, yell at politicians. I was just thinking that the other day. I have to go to D.C. and go yell at some politicians soon.
You gotta go. You gotta go back and scream at them.
I don't have a choice. I gotta go call Eric Swalwell, ask him if he had anal with a Chinese spy. I don't have a choice, and this is just the life that I chose.
God only knows what's going to happen in the world of Alex Stein.
Yeah.
And then you got to come up with raps every day.
Every day I'm rapping about something new, but that's, every pimp on a blimp's got a few bars. That's easy. That's actually fun. I like the rapping, but the yelling at politicians, the going in front of a city council meeting and making the room just gasp, that is kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to this whole BLM thing. I mean, listen. People like Joy Behar. I remember in Tulsa, I went to the Trump rally. This was like the first Trump rally back when COVID started to settle down. They did it in Tulsa. I was there. They had a big BLM rally marching down the street. There was, several hundred people, and there was one black person in the entire parade. So that right there told me everything I needed to know about that.
So all liberal white women and liberal white guys.
It was all the usual suspects. Mm-hmm. And there was one, and that black person was questionably black.
Yeah.
I mean, questionably black.
Probably like a half and half.
Yeah, Brandon. I mean, had that black person probably owed reparations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They had a family member that had slavery passed.
Probably owned human beings at one point in time, their family. But you've empowered the voices of idiots like Joy Behar on The View. So this is what BLM produced with this level of stupid logic. Play that clip.
And he's one of these guys who, he's like Clarence Thomas, black Republican who believes in pulling yourself by your bootstraps, rather than, to me, understanding the systemic racism that African Americans face in this country and other minorities. He doesn't get it, neither does Clarence.
Right.
And that's why they're Republicans.
Yeah.
Now, he's one of those that believes in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. So, as opposed to what?
Yeah.
The government pulling you up? Getting a handout? Living off of society? Welfare? I mean, he's one of those that believes in working hard. Yeah. Taking responsibility.
I don't understand what she's trying to say, that's bad.
She's basically saying that conservative black men don't understand racism.
The struggle. Yeah.
They're one of these deceived people that believes that in a world of systemic racism like we have in America, that you can actually pull yourself up, make your own way.
Well, let me tell you this. I actually had a debate with this guy who's kind of considered alt-right. His name's JF. I forget his name. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's in Canada. But I had a debate that systemic racism was real, and he said it's not. But this was my point. Is I thought systemic racism was real after 9/11. They basically, radicalized us against Muslims. I think that there's obviously systemic racism, probably during the civil rights era, and then now I think there's systemic racism towards white people.
There is.
That's what I'm saying. So I do think that it exists, but now it's not pointed towards black people. It's pointed towards white people. And I'm not trying to sound like a victim. I want to make that clear.
Sarah and I talked about it on yesterday's show, how the girl that recited her poem at Joe Biden's inauguration, they insert, like Miami-Dade in Florida, they requested that be removed from the elementary school library and made available in the middle school deal. See, what people don't understand, I've had people we posted that normal whatever book.
Oh yeah, normal or whatever. We have it over there. I have a copy of it.
I posted that thing on there, and I had several people who emailed me who are teachers and said, "You're full of it. You're lying because that is not available in our school's library." And I was like, "You don't understand. There's a digital reading list out there that almost all schools in America have access to. You need to check your digital reading list and see if it's on these things." So, anyway, this girl's poem got pushed to middle school level reading because it contains CRT.
This is the book, but I'm saying
critical race theory.
If you look at this book, though, it tells you how to have sex. It tells you how to masturbate.
Oh, dude, the whole book. We had a printed off copy last week.
I've had that for a little while. It's disgusting.
And this, it's loaded with some pretty. Look, here's a whole page on condoms and contraceptives right there. It actually shows a used condom.
I know why. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, pop it up there, George. I mean, it's showing. I want you guys to see it because a lot of times it gets clipped out. I want y'all to see what I'm showing you. This is a kid's book again, and it says for ages 10 and up right there. It actually has a condom. An internal condom, a diaphragm, a cervical cap.
And it has a picture of a kid putting it on.
Yeah, there's a kid putting it on right there.
I mean, what?
He's strapping a rubber on.
We used to have the cucumber and or the banana in the condom.
Banana in the condom. Yeah, and it's but no, so this stuff got moved up. But anyway, back to the little girl, the Amanda who read her little deal. It contains critical race theory, and somebody commented on Twitter. They said, why would they move that? Why can't everybody read her poem? And it says, well, because it contains actual racism against white people. And the people on Twitter were commenting and saying, how can you say racism against white people? That's not a thing. That's not a real, but it is.
Oh, it is. And
you're stupid. You're logically imbecilic to think otherwise.
Well, this is how you know it's real, because why would people lie on a college exam and say that they're an ethnicity to get in? Because they have an advantage. So yeah, that's how you know it is. The system is skewed against cisgender white male and female, to be honest.
Yeah, this book stresses me out. I mean, here's a kid.
Why that angle? You're seeing the reverse balls.
He's bent over from behind with his penis and his balls and his anus hanging out.
There's a thing called
legs.
There's a thing, and it's the most disgusting thing. It's called lolly, where it's Asian pictures of children doing sexual stuff. It's the most disgusting thing ever, and that's basically that. I mean, that's trying to be like informative, but that's just cartoons of naked kids. See, I put blue tape over it to show them because I was showing it.
See, Alex has blue tape over the picture.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get in trouble and get a censorship.
So I'm taking it off.
Now look at this.
Here's a girl bent over with a mirror
to her vagina,
holding her mirror. She's looking at the mirror between her legs.
She's doing the Hunter Biden.
Yeah, she's doing like Hunter Biden.
Yeah, that is Hunter Biden.
When he was shaving his giblets. And she's bent over the whole thing. And I mean, it is really, really graphic, dude. And anyway, I don't know, man.
It's just unnecessary.
It's not necessary. I mean, I mean, this is the world we're living in, bro.
Yeah, and people talk about the culture war. I just hate to be like this, but I do get a little black pilled. It's like, how do we stop this? I guess homeschool, that's about it. And I used to try to tease homeschoolers, but now I think if you homeschool your kids, you're pretty smart.
You're pretty smart. Like, I don't even want to touch this little blue tape that came off. Just because I know where that blue tape right there, what it was covering.
Yeah.
That's how graphic that picture.
It's horrifying. It's
Yeah.
quite
Just pubic
literally
hair.
pornography with children.
Yeah, literally pubic hair in it. I mean, there's a way of getting that message across without having to draw a picture of it.
When I was in 3rd grade, I got caught passing a note to a buddy. I drew a picture of a girl who was naked
Okay.
and had to take it home and sign it. My mother had to
Parents
sign it. Parents
yeah.
had to sign it, you know. And it was accurate.
Your parents are like, "That good job."
No, it was accurate, dude. It was like, yeah. But you know, I understand kids, they do dumb shit every now and then. You know, they'll you know, they're genuinely curious.
Yes.
At certain ages of your life, because you're starting to discover things and you're being told that certain things are taboo and you're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get away with something." This is when you have an actual curriculum book that's giving them. So the thing I had to take home and get signed,
They get for free.
they're giving it to these kids. You know, my 3rd grade teacher, she black lady, Miss Gandy, like candy but with a G.
Candy, I like that.
She's like, She unfolded that note. She said,
You forged a signature.
and
Is
I was
that what
like,
she said?
no, my parents signed it.
Well, Chad,
But I stayed home sick the next day. I was that embarrassed. I was like, I can't go back to school. Can't go back to school.
No, I don't blame you, but I was actually talking about this earlier to a friend of mine, and I think a lot of the sexualization of children, because I didn't get fast internet till I was about in college. I had the 56K. It's the internet. It's the unlimited pornography. It's the unlimited sexualization. So it's impossible for a kid not to find their iPad and type in boobs.
Yeah.
So kids are exposed to this, and then you saw Susan Wachowski of the Wachowski brothers, who are now trans, who directed the movie The Matrix, and they transitioned, very famous. She was just at a public event where they were interviewing her, and she said that one of the things that encouraged her to come out as trans was watching transgender porn. You said this. You can look this up. Type in Wachowski transgender porn. So my point is, I love looking at boobs. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I love boobs, but this porn is infecting society, and it's infecting it at such a young age where everybody's over-sexualized, everybody's getting their abortion and showing it on TikTok. So we have a sex problem that, unless we regulate the internet, which I don't like, necessarily regulating the internet more. I mean, I don't think child porn, I think there should be rules on the internet. But I don't know. I think with the internet, we're going to, just robots need to just take over now.
Well, there's been certain deals, like I know that like Pornhub, which is the biggest porn distributor or whatever.
They got caught having a bunch of child porn on there.
Well, they've had a bunch of stuff. And then they got mad because there's certain states who are requiring like age checks.
Yeah, I think they boycotted to some state, or I forget what.
It was Utah. Utah instituted age verification, so they just pulled the service.
Yep. That's it. So anyway, all right, hang tight. Listen, you guys might remember on a recent episode I was singing the praises of this all-natural supplement called Liver Health Formula. I love it. It will rejuvenate your liver. It will reignite your metabolism. It will burn fat. It will boost energy. It will fight the fatty liver that affects 100 million Americans. Sent some to my brother recently. He took it to his doctor because he's having some liver issues. The doctor said, absolutely, you should be taking this. Well, the folks over there put together a short presentation that shares 4 warning signs of a damaged or fatty liver, and warning sign number 2 is scary. You need to go watch this free presentation and learn more about your liver health right now. Head over to checkyourliver.com/Chad. That is checkyourliver.com/Chad. We'll be right back. So, Anheuser-Busch, this was yesterday, they have now lost $15.7 billion since the Dylan Mulvaney fiasco.
15 billion. Do you know how much a billion is? It's 1,000 million. So that's 15.
That's a lot of friggin' money.
So that's 15,000 million. It's a lot. It's a lot of millions.
I mean, 15 points. Let's go ahead and round it up to an even 16 billion. $15.7 billion over a can of beer.
And I hate cancel culture, but this needed to be done to send a
Well,
message.
it did. And again, I'm not for cancel culture either, but they haven't been canceled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not even canceled, so it's not that big a deal. They took a little hit in their pockets, and they're going to be fine because they're the biggest beer company anyway.
And the difference between the left and the right, as I see it, or at least conservative values versus the progressive ideal, they go after canceling a person. We're talking about canceling a product.
Yeah, and I listen. These corporations are the worst things ever, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they shouldn't exist, but we're being run by multinational corporations, Apple and Raytheon. I mean, I just saw a thing. Our yearly defense budget spending for Pentagon, non-defense for the Pentagon, they spend $900 billion on non-defense items for the Pentagon. So almost $1 trillion, and so. Why don't we need to spend that money on American citizens instead of kicking veterans out of hotels for illegal immigrants?
Yeah.
So it's like these corporations don't care. It's like all these ESG scores and all this DEI. None of this social justice actually helps the people that they're trying to help.
Yeah, and again, I alluded to it earlier. This whole thing, the Target deal. They don't care because they got the backing of BlackRock because those are their handlers.
Yeah, and BlackRock's terrible because they've artificially inflated all the housing, so you can't even afford to buy a house. There's no middle class, Chad.
They're the ones. They're the determiners right there. So these companies out there, they're fine with pushing this because the big brother out there is making sure that they're going to be taken care of.
Too big to fail.
Now, if we were about cancel culture, then that, vice president of marketing, the Heinerscheid chick who did this whole debacle for Anheuser-Busch, who we haven't heard anything else from her, but we haven't gone after her either.
Well, she got fired.
She got fired, but we don't know where she is now. I mean, they put her on a 90-day leave of absence, which is their way of saying, okay, go find another job.
Yeah.
But we're not out there, what's the next company she's working for? We're not out there going, oh, no, we said she's got to go. I mean, that's like Dave Chappelle.
I wanted to go get a
Dave
job.
Chappelle's comedy. He can't do comedy anymore. No, you got to. She can't ever have a job. We haven't done that.
No,
that's the difference.
And you're absolutely right. But she deserves to go have a job. She has I think some Ivy League education, I believe. So, she's going to be fine. Bud Light is going to be fine. But I think the message that we sent is going to last forever to all these marketing firms, all these advertisers. But then as soon as I say that, Pride Month is coming up, and we're going to do it. We're going to have the gayest Pride Month in the history of Pride Month.
They're going to do it,
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, as they say in Seinfeld.
Yeah, because you've got let me look up Jason Butchal, our buddy Jason Butchal, chief researcher.
No, Jason's great. I know. I need to go find a Ford dealership that's having the Rainbow Raptor. I want to go test drive that thing.
Bet you do.
In my rainbow swimsuit. That might get some clicks.
So Ezra Levant said that Target's lost $7 billion in market cap since it went full Bud Light. You'd think they'd be panicking, but their top shareholders are the ones forcing them to comply with the diversity, equity, and inclusion goals.
Because it's like two people that are the top shareholders, probably. It's some BlackRock, some corporation.
It's BlackRock.
Yeah.
And so Jason Butchal, he tweeted out, at Jason Butchal, he said, this is true for so many companies that fall victim to predatory boardroom tactics from BlackRock. It's up to us to show BlackRock and the companies they're holding hostage where the real power is. It lies with the consumer. Stop consuming their products. Again, nothing was said about people. It's just about the products. So,
well, I talk about this in the conspiracy world all the time, and we don't realize this, that we as human beings in society, we have all the power. Of course, our military is big. Of course, our police force is big. But we outnumber them greatly. Yeah. We really do have the power, but they trick us into just giving it away. We're going to trade all of our freedom for safety and just follow in line. And that's what's frustrating, is if we could just get everybody to realize, hey, we can be in charge. We can make decisions instead of letting these corporations make them for us. But I don't know if we'll ever be able to come together as a team.
Well, we don't want to be inconvenienced. Nobody wants to work that hard.
Yeah, I want my Uber Eats, I want my internet porn, I want my dating app, and I want, my remote working job, so I never have to leave my pod.
Yeah. How are dating apps these days?
Terrible. Oh my God.
I can't use them. I think I'm too autistic to communicate.
You're
that
definitely
way.
too autistic, Brandon. No, but they're impossible. No, I'm just trolling, but they're impossible to use because you're so superficial. You see a hot girl with a Ukraine flag, you swipe left, and she's probably pretty cool. But now it's being infected with the trans people.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of lady boys on there, and you're like, why don't you mark that you're trans instead of, Gary saying that he's, a girl? It's just very
noticeable. I was reading something. Oh, it was an article. I'll pull it up for the next segment because I know where it was. It was on stream.org, and it was from the folks from Gays Against Groomers, and they were talking about what's being found on the dating websites and how the categories are just crazy, dude, of all the different things that they're putting in there.
Well, my buddy Cassidy Campbell, obviously, he's been doing a lot of predator poaching videos lately. That's kind of, one of his gimmicks.
How's he doing that? I mean, is he really going out and finding these people?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. He's using Grindr, so they go on Grindr, and they put a picture of like a boy that looks kind of young, and guys just start messaging like crazy. Like a hot girl's DMs on a dating app is insane. There's too many guys for her to even choose from, probably. Because even like a decent, like I get overwhelmed when I was using those dating apps. Not that I'm just some super stud, but I would be having 10 different conversations with 10 different girls. You can't. That's too many conversations to keep going.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
well, now the other thing I always keep seeing is half of them are just advertising in OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. Link in bio. Link in bio. Those are my 3 least favorite words and my 3 favorite words.
Dude, I'm trying to find this little deal. On the dating website is gay hookup apps now include biological women seeking gay men and straight men looking for chicks with dicks. No men, some profiles now say, on what was a gay man's app. There are fewer and fewer exclusively gay male spaces left. Lesbian bars almost gone entirely. Lesbians themselves on their way out. So basically, the point of this article is they're doing so much, they're actually erasing the L's and the G's, which is what I've said for years.
Yeah.
You carry this thing to its philosophical conclusion. The L, the G, the B, the T, and the Q, you put them all together, you got a problem because they all have different views on what they do with a penis, okay?
Yep.
So, like, the G's want to put it in their mouth. The T's want to cut it off. The L's don't want one involved. The B's don't care if one's involved or not. And the Q's, well, they can't figure out what one is. So it's like how you can't even come together on a penis. How can you decide on the colors of the flag?
No, you're right. And the Gays Against Groomers, they do a lot of great work calling out, people on the gay side that are standing up against all the young indoctrination of children. So they're never going to come together. The LGBTQIA plus, no.
Hell no.
No, because you'll never be woke enough. You'll never be gay enough. You'll never be trans enough. You'll never be enough.
You don't know that.
Well, you might. Maybe me too. But it's just.
I'm going to Tampa this weekend, and I don't know.
Tampa's fun. Now, actually, there's a lot of hot girls. They call it Trampa. Yeah. A lot of tramps, they say.
Yeah. Get out there for Gasparilla.
Oh, Gasparilla's wild. And Ybor Street. But Ybor, I was actually in Tampa for a Turning Point deal, and there was like a party at Ybor. It was, yikes. I was there in the middle of the night. Yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, Tampa's fun. There's nicer places.
I just go to bed anyway.
Yeah,
I get done with my show and I go to bed.
Well, actually, after a show, you're tired. I'm tired as crap.
Yeah, I got to do a 7 o'clock and then a 9:30, and after that's done, I'm out. I'm out, dude.
Yeah,
I used to party.
Well,
I got low T. Do you think you have low T or high T?
Oh, well, I got tested recently. They wanted to get me on testosterone because I was like in the 600s, which wasn't that bad.
600's not bad.
No, that's what they said, and I didn't take it because. Which I'm not trying to have a baby right now, but they said that once you take the testosterone, it's kind of like a male contraception because you stop producing your testosterone on your own. So I was like, yeah, in case I want to get a girl pregnant, and I'm trying to get them pregnant all the time, but not really. I'm just saying I didn't want to mess up my.
Yeah. I got to get back on it. See, I was doing it, and then I came off of it, and that's the problem. You come off of it, and then your numbers go back down, and then you feel horrible.
You do feel bad, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. It'll make you irritable and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hormones, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like 10 years older, so when I'm your age, yes. Like, not that you're that much older.
How old are you, 35 or 36?
36.
See, I'm 14 years older than you.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, I think that's probably a good time to.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I'm
saying you're not trying to have any kids, but I do want to have kids one day, and I just don't want to even risk messing that up. But I could freeze my sperm, but.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that stuff, it's crazy. Your hormones get crazy for all of us, but men, when they get older, dude, it's weird.
Well, that shows you then you shouldn't be giving kids Lupron and self-castration drugs and these hormones because they have a huge effect.
You start screwing around with people's hormones, and it's a mess, dude.
It has a mental health effect, too. Yeah. It'll mess with your brain, and then all of a sudden...
messes with mine. I'll get depressed and irritable and everything.
And then all of a sudden the school gets shut up.
He ain't wrong. Hey, picture for a minute what it would be like if all of a sudden the global medication supply of antibiotics just disappeared right before your eyes. Most of our medicine in this country is manufactured in places like India and China, and you can bet they're going to take care of their own needs first. So what do you do if all of a sudden you or someone you love needs antibiotics and there simply aren't any to be had? The answer is you should have a supply on hand in case of a disaster. So the Jace case from Jace Medical is a great way to keep yourself prepared for the worst. It's a pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can use to treat a long list of bacterial illnesses, respiratory infections, UTI, sinusitis, skin infections, a whole lot more. It's a great way to be ready for shortages, and it's perfect for traveling. Don't get caught unprepared. Go to jacemedical.com, enter code CHAD. I spell it Chad at checkout. That's promo code Chad at JASE Medical. jacemedical.com. We'll be right back. You even care about this whole primary thing with Trump and DeSantis and all that?
A little bit. I get a little crushed because, of course, I love DeSantis. I think what he did in Florida was incredible, but I also think Trump got screwed. So I'm kind of, I hate that I even have to pick, but I think Trump really kind of is the rightful heir to the throne, as the royal family would say, and I don't know
it's
why.
his to lose.
Yeah, and freaking DeSantis is 44. I don't know why he wouldn't just be up there kissing Trump's butt. Not that he needs to, but teaming up with Trump.
Yeah.
But I guess he smells like a shark blood in the water. So I don't blame him for that either. If I'm DeSantis, I would go after what I think is attainable to get. But if DeSantis had half a brain, you would say, hey, they screwed over Trump. Maybe they could screw over me too. But it might be harder for them to screw over Trump twice. Does that make sense? They might not be able to.
Depends on how he comes into the game. If he comes in like gloves off, swinging, we'll see.
But they could pull the gimmick on Trump again. It would be harder to do what they did to Trump to DeSantis. So I don't know.
But okay, so the new approval numbers came out. CNN. Do we have a clip on that, actually? Let's
do you even believe these numbers? I'd like to see them.
I don't know, but it's interesting that CNN is saying this about Joe Biden.
Yeah, let's
play
see
this
what
clip.
they're saying.
Generally, what do Americans think about how President Biden is handling the overall economy?
So his overall approval on the handling of the economy is not great. 34% of Americans approve, 66% disapprove. Take a look at his overall job approval. It's a little better than on the economy, but still low. 40% approval, 60% disapproval. And Jake, take a look at that presidential approval rating matched up against his modern era predecessors at this point in their presidency. Joe Biden's 40%, where he is now, is down here between Jimmy Carter and Donald Trump. Of course, they were just one-term presidents. He's hoping for a Reagan-esque turnaround.
I get a kick out of how they say, okay, he's got a 33% approval rating. That's a 66 disapproval. Or he's got a 40% approval rate. That's a 60% disapproval. Thanks for doing the math.
Yeah.
I just like the not great.
Yeah.
Just how's
Not
his approval
great.
rating? Not great.
Yeah, maybe the most dismal in history.
Yeah.
But not great. I mean, I can't imagine the people who. I mean, who's saying he's doing a great job? The hosts of The View.
Yeah, I mean Howard Stern and Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
they probably
those
account
people.
for. Yeah, they're saying he's doing a good job, and they probably don't even think he's doing a good job. They just have to say it because they don't want to get canceled by the left.
Let's go back to their handlers again. They say what they're told to say.
Yes, especially when you make it that high up, you're just gonna walk the line, try to be whatever's not going to get you canceled. So
Yeah, those guys are just holding out, trying to keep their job.
And I don't blame them, but they make hundreds of millions of dollars. I would love to see more Tucker Carlson types, and that's what's really sad is Tucker. It wasn't just the Dominion lawsuit; it was also him speaking out against the Ukraine war that really hurt him as well.
Yep, there's no doubt about it.
So think about that. Why would anybody, if you're a celebrity, be okay with us spending hundreds of billions of dollars on the war in Ukraine, but not on American citizens that are struggling, where the economy is terrible? Businesses are laying off people at record numbers right now. It's almost like similar to 2008. There's tons of layoffs. So I don't know. Let's help Americans. It's that simple.
I tell you what, I'm gonna do a read. I'm gonna go to a quick break. I want to talk about where Alex is about to be. Let's promote the shows, stuff like that. And but let me remind you guys that that necessary hassle in being a gun owner is you got to clean the things, and sometimes it's a dirty job, but you got to do it. The patches are messy, the rope is inefficient, and I want to encourage you to go use the best thing I found on the market today, and that is an incredible solution called Barrel Buddy. Barrel Buddy compresses to fill the interior of your gun's barrel, making sure to clean the rifling grooves, and it comes in 7 different sizes to match any caliber firearm you own. Barrel Buddy is composed of polymers that don't leave behind the residual particles, so it's safer as well. So it cleans by scrubbing and collecting the particulates, and then it absorbs any remaining residue and buffs the interior surface clean. You can even lubricate your firearm while you're cleaning it. So it's cleaning your gun. It's a really important part of being a responsible gun owner, and Barrel Buddy is a totally new concept and a better way to take care of your firearm. So get some today. You're going to love them. Go to barrelbuddy.com today. That's barrelbuddy.com, and we'll be right back. You see that rapper? You're a rapper, so
Fetty Wap,
who said, "Got to change the Democratic support."
No,
Did
I
you
don't
see
know.
that clip?
But Fetty Wap, the guy that sings Trap Queen, just got sentenced to 6 years in jail for whatever racketeering charges.
Well, that's because he's black.
Well, no, it's because he sold a bunch of drugs.
Oh, there was an actual
yeah,
crime.
no,
involved.
yeah, no, he could, yeah. He
Well, at
was,
least he didn't get choked out on a subway.
no.
But the black for support for Democrats. Play that clip real quick, George. You got it.
There's like a stigma amongst like the African American community to like Republicans and stuff like that.
I don't know what's going on in the African American community when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, black people have supported Democrats, you know, overwhelmingly for 50, 60 years. And nothing has changed. So something's got to change.
There you go. Well, there's the brain trust right there.
Well, you know, Ice Cube got canceled. They wouldn't even let him do the new. He wanted to redo Friday. They won't let him, and he talked about how they won't let him on movie sets because he's not inoculated.
Done. Again, they because of a message, they cancel the person. All right, you're not getting canceled. Where's your next show?
Well, it is at the Vulcan in Austin, Texas, this Friday, 8 p.m. Go to vulcanatx.com for tickets. If you guys want to come see me live, we're going to be there with Lila. I'm bringing Jimmy. We're going to perform some songs. We're going to dance. We're going to go insane for the Ukraine.
How do you get in that place? I love that venue. That's a cool spot. The Vulcan.
I can hook you up. I'll get you a show at the Vulcan. Jules that runs. Well, they're hurting a little bit. We need to shout out the Vulcan because they were dominating. Joe and Tony Hinchcliffe were doing a lot of their shows there. But then the mothership opened up.
Joe opened the mothership
next door. I mean, literally three.
Doesn't Joe own the Vulcan or no?
No, he doesn't own the Vulcan. But
he owns several places down through there.
Yeah, and I heard there was a rumor that he supposedly invested in it, but from my understanding is that it wasn't the Vulcan that was one of the ones he invested on because he bought an old theater and repurposed that as a mothership, but there was another club that he was trying to make it into a club and it didn't work out. So
yeah, I don't know,
but this is that's kind of like the new mecca of comedy, they're saying, down in Austin. So
everybody's coming down there. There's little open mic nights that are happening, popping in.
Oh,
right there.
Austin's really becoming a comedy scene for sure.
You can step over the zombies out on the street.
And it's right on 6th Street. Dirty Six is what they call it. Dirty Six. Gangsta. I'm just saying it's like you got fentanyl dealers, you got crack addicts, you got college kids.
It's like this. Play that Memphis clip real quick right here if we got time. Play it real fast. Here's a little
But it's just funny
interview.
because you got the edgiest people, then you got a bunch of college kids in their loafers and shorts. You know, it's just a funny dichotomy on 6th Street.
Play it real fast.
A television news crew was interviewing a woman about anti-crime near Memphis. Anti-crime now when this happened.
Your name from me?
My name is Yolanda, Yolanda.
Damn! Wow.
Get down. Get down.
And she just
stay down and get down. That's okay. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Just stay down and get down.
She started praying.
I would too.
Thankful.
Now they're coming back.
Okay.
You okay, Jay? Thank you, Lord, for the blood
She's
of
taking
Jesus.
care of the
Cover
interviewer.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father,
They're
for
scared
the
to
blood
death.
of Jesus.
Well, the cameraman's having a panic
you,
attack.
Yeah.
All right. We should be all right.
Yeah, we should be all right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
They're out of bullets.
All right. Alex Stein, thanks for being on the show. Don't miss his show, Primetime with Alex Stein. And don't forget to subscribe to Blaze TV, blazetv.com/Chad. Meet me on Overtime this weekend. We love you. God bless you. Bye.